one school, enrolled into a new school. I don't know the phone number to his house, where I just got the phone number the day we had a status conference. I didn't have a number to his house where the kids, I've never seen the house. I didn't know his girlfriend lived there. I don't know a lot.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Raymond, let's go back to some of your concerns with safety in the home. Was there an incident in June that you became aware of?
Is it regarding the gun?
No, in June.
Which,
With your son, Usher.
I'm just not sure which, it's been
Father's
September.
Day in June.
Okay. He went for a Father's Day visit. He came back and he was limping. And I'm like, what's the problem? I took off his shoe and his sock, and his toe had been gashed open. He had cut it or something, I guess, while playing, but I didn't know anything about it. He was dropped off. It was never mentioned. And I said, well, what happened? Well, I was at Grandma's house, and I was playing outside. I didn't have shoes on, and I cut my toe open. But no one ever talked to me about it. I sent Mr. Raymond an email. I said, now, you berated me about a cut that Usher got a couple of years ago. Don't you think this may need stitches? Should this probably have gotten some medical attention? This is a bad cut. He did not respond. He did not respond. He does not respond.
Did he ever call and tell you?
He never told me. Never told me. He told me what happened in Dr. Jordan's office, finally. They're very much like twins, you know, they're 1 year apart. To control, for her to be the caregiver, and I say this because every time they're going on a visit to him, Aunt Rena either picks them up, so I'm assuming this is the nanny, because that is the role that she does. Whether he wants to call it that or not, she's his nanny right now. But I didn't realize that she was the nanny because I was introduced to two nannies that I didn't know had quit. They quit in May. And I called the nanny saying, well, where were you during this accident?
Don't go into what they said.
Okay.
Now, as far as Aunt Rena's ability to supervise two young, very active boys, do you feel that presents a present danger to their safety?
Absolutely.
Why is that?
I just felt like there was just an incapacity and capability to handle the situation. When I talk to my kids, every time they go on a visit to their fathers, and this is not hearsay, this is what they've told me, they never want to be there. They're always feeling like she's too strict, too stern, spanks them, yells at them all the time. We're talking about a caregiver.
We're not talking about whether they like me either. We're talking about whether she's capable of caring.
Well,
And let me try to...
yeah.
When you drop the boys off for a visit, does it appear that the boys are respectful of Rena? Do they ever act out?
They cry.
Do they ever do anything else, any kind of temper tantrums, any kind of physical manifestations against Rena?
They cry profusely and say they don't want to go, and say that they'll stiffen their bodies and won't want to be strapped in their car seats.
Has Aunt Rena gotten physical with either of the boys in front of you?
I've not seen her get physical.
Has she had to forcefully put them in the car?
She's had to call their father and, have him, I guess handle it or diffuse the situation.
And Rena was there supervising.
I cannot verify that she was supervising.
Because you don't know, we weren't there.
Well, he's underwater for 3 minutes.
But you don't know because you weren't there.
Okay. All right. He was underwater for 3 minutes.
And in fact, the very police report finds that Aunt Rena was there supervising, doesn't it? You read the police report?
That's who they were left with. No, I have not.
You never object to the police report coming in or anything that's in it as hearsay. Several layers of hearsay.
What's
You don't know who reported it to the
What
police.
question has been asked to be answered?
I would just object to any further question about the police report.
Moving. And then you allege that Mr. Raymond was out of town in the next paragraph. See that?
Okay.
And that's false as well, isn't it?
I don't know that it's false, because oftentimes when the kids are with the caregivers, he's usually not here. He lives in Los Angeles or LA primarily.
Ms. Raymond, you do not know your own knowledge. You signed an affidavit witnessed by your own lawyer. You don't know from your own knowledge that Mr. Usher Raymond was out of town at the time this accident occurred, do you?
No, I do not.
You don't really know who was at the pool that day, correct?
Well, I was told he was at the pool by him, but it was none of his village that he mentioned.
You don't know whether Aunt Rita was properly supervising the children that day, do you?
How do I answer that?
Yes or no, and then you can explain.
Okay, so no. However, if Aunt Rita had to go into the basement while two of my children were in the pool, one is trapped under at the bottom of the pool with his arm stuck in a drain hole, while there's time for a nanny to run down the stairs, or for herself, not the nanny, that's not what she's called, the aunt to run downstairs to get two AV workers who were working, and then the housekeepers followed them, but she just said that Naveed jumped in the pool. The story does not make sense. So there was some lack of supervision. Where was Naveed? We don't know.
You don't really know,
I don't.
correct?
I don't. That's why we're here.
And you understand that Rita was sitting directly poolside while the boys were playing?
That's what she testified. I don't
You have
understand
any
that.
evidence to the contrary, do you?
Well, but he was on the water, but
Excuse me, I want you to tell me whether
Okay.
you do or whether you don't, and then you can explain.
he was in the pool for
You
3
don't have-
minutes.
Excuse me, ma'am. You ready? You don't have any evidence that she wasn't sitting right by the pool when this happened, do
No,
you?
I do not. Oh,
And the good news here is your son was rescued, correct?
it's the best news.
And you don't know whether Aunt Rita dove into that pool to try to rescue him, do you?
I do not.
Do you know whether Ben, who was at the home, tried to rescue him?
I don't know who did it.
Do you know whether Eugene, who was at the home at the time, tried to rescue him?
That's what I've been told.
Do you know if they immediately performed CPR on your son as soon as he was brought out of the pool?
That's what I was told.
You certainly don't criticize Aunt Rita for running to the phone to call 911 immediately after the child was pulled out of the pool. You don't criticize her for that, do you?
I do not. But can I explain?
You can explain any answer.
Okay, all right.
that you
I do
want.
not think it was wrong for her to call 911, but that was a lengthy phone call while we don't know where the other kids are. One running around the kitchen, the other one, I can't see anything, is a quote that I heard. If she's CPR trained, as she testified, then I would think that she would have immediately wanted to be hands-on with that. Why didn't the housekeeper call 911?
Even though the men pulled him out and they were performing CPR, you think she should have not called 911?
Yeah,
Is that your
she should
testimony?
have called 911, yes.
Thank you. And you understand that Mr. Raymond was home within 5 minutes of this incident, do you not?
No, I do not.
Because you don't know, do you?
I want to know where you can drive in 5 minutes in Atlanta. I
Do
just
you
don't
know whether he was there within 5 minutes or not, Mrs. Raymond?
No, I don't.
Thank you. And you would even agree, would you not, that the incident that occurred at the home was an accident?
Definitely.
And without going into the custody trial, which I know we don't want to, you would at least concede, would you not, that Usher V has been hurt physically while in your care?
While in my care? No. No, that's not true.
You don't remember, and I've got your deposition right here.
Your Honor, I'm going to object since we're sticking to timeframes.
Yeah, because he's never been hurt in my care. Never.
Okay. Would you agree with me that the only new allegation in this emergency petition is this pool accident?
My son's near-death experience, that's definitely, yes.
Thank you. you understand? I'm sorry, start with that. You're not happy with the August 24th custody order, are you?
No, I never thought it was a fair ruling, no.
Thank you.
Ma'am, did Mr. Raymond tell you if there's a video of this incident?
He did say there's a video, and he has watched the video. I asked for it.
Has he allowed you to see it?
No, he has not.
Okay. And can you clarify that Mr. Raymond said he learned that Aunt Rhea did not rescue these boys?
Irina did not rescue them. No.
Do you have a criticism of someone leaving your child unattended even if he is underwater?
I have an issue with you leaving the scene to run down in a basement, so that means both kids were in the water.
And both women left to your knowledge?
And both women ran down the stairs, but one had an IV, so it was an IV running down the stairs as well. It's very, very murky. The information is very convoluted.
Okay, and Mr. Mayhew said that the only new thing is this pool exit. That's not true, is it?
What-
Excuse me,
Oh,
I asked her that question in cross-examination, and now she's suggesting an answer to her on her direct examination. That's highway law.
Please don't. She's been examined on direct and on cross, and we have answers. All you're going to do is ask her to repeat testimony she said on direct, so please move on.
Are you familiar with Mr. Raymond's neighborhood where he lives?
no, I'm not.
Have you ever been to the house?
Never been to the house.
Do you have any idea how far, well, where did Mr. Raymond tell you he was when this happened?
He told me that he was at Silent Sound Studio with Mark Fitz.
Do you know where that is?
It's not 5 minutes from that address. No, it is not. He told me that's where he was.
And he told you that on Monday?
He told me that at the hospital.
Can you appreciate, Ms. Raymond, that if Aunt Rena had run down to the basement to get those men to pull your son out, that he might not have survived?
I can appreciate that.
Thank you.